Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, I have some news to share with you guys about Steve Bannon, something he said that has people freaking out on the left. To me, it actually shows the weakness in the MAGA movement, and we should all be very happy about it. So, I'm going to explain my thinking in a minute, but first, here's what everyone is upset about. So, if you hadn't heard, Steve Bannon, he was interviewed by The Economist, and he said that he has or that he didn't specify who the they is, but he said that they have a quote unquote plan in place to have Trump run for a third term. This obviously would be a violation of our Constitution, but Bannon told The Economist, quote, Trump is going to be president in 28, and people ought to just get accommodated with that. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is, but there is a plan. So here's the thing. I get it. I get why people are concerned, but Trump will not be alive by 2028. I'm sorry. I'm actually not sorry. I just fully 100% believe that. I honestly do. He already has one foot in the grave. And by the way, if you really want to trigger MAGA, if you want to send them into a full-blown MAGA meltdown, say that. Say that on social media. I did it. I posted that and said that he had one foot and a giant cankle in the grave, and they lost their shit. Like they're still I did this days ago. They're still posting to or replying to me with angry posts. It is hysterical. I even had one guy report me to the FBI. I'm not joking. Like I said, he's gonna die because of natural causes, and he reported me to the FBI. They are such fragile little flowers. But anyway, I am dead serious, no pun intended, about his health deteriorating. And we have new proof of this. So I don't know if you guys heard this, but we just found out that Trump had an MRI last month because he admitted it. So check out this video. And I want you to pay really close attention to Marco Rubio. He is standing off to the side behind Trump. Check out his face. Watch his face as Trump is talking. Also listen to the nonsense that Trump spews out of his pie hole. But Rubio has the same look on his face that I mentioned months ago. You guys might recall Donald Trump's press secretary, Kim Jong-Levitt. She was standing off to Trump's side when he was lying about being in the Epstein files, and she had the same exact look. So check this out.
MRI, and in the machine, the whole thing. Yeah. And it was perfect. Yeah.
Can you say what in particular they were?
You could ask the doctors. In fact, we have doctors traveling with us, but I think they gave you a very conclusive. Nobody has ever given you reports like I gave you. And if I didn't think it was going to be good, either I would let you know negatively, I wouldn't run, I'd do something, but the doctor said some of the best reports for the age, some of the best reports they've ever seen.
Okay, I mean, what was that? That was so much gibberish. That was a giant bowl of word salad. Like, he confirmed nothing. He said a whole bunch of words that meant nothing. Ask the doctors. He knows the doctors can't provide medical information to the public. It's a violation of HIPAA laws. And why do we need to ask the doctors? You're the patient. You tell us. Right? So this proves there is something very serious going on with his health. Because if not, they would release the results. Or they would at least tell us, like, what prompted the concern? What part of the body were they looking at? Why did the doctor feel that you needed an MRI? This is not standard protocol. This is not standard procedure. Like, you don't just go in for an MRI just because, right? And there are less, I wouldn't say invasive because an MRI isn't invasive, but there are less serious tests that you could do, like a CT scan shows very different things than an MRI. So what exactly were they looking at and looking for? And did you guys watch? Did you see Rubio's face? He looked exactly like Kim Jong-Levitt. He looked like he was studying Trump, trying to figure out, like, how do you so easily lie? So the guy is on his way to hell. He is on his way to meet his horn maker. It's just perfectly clear. And like I said at the beginning, this betrays a fact about MAGA and that Trump's cult is just absolutely terrified to admit. MAGA is a failed movement. It's a failed experiment. Bannon's admitting that this movement made no sense, did nothing, didn't help people, and that once Trump is gone, it's done. Right? He's admitting it by saying Trump should run again in 2028. He is admitting that MAGA cannot survive without Trump. There is no one else who can pick up the mantle and be the populist figurehead of MAGA. They don't have the juice. Nobody out there, at least so far, can carry this movement. If the movement can't survive with a different leader, then it sucks. Then it's not working. It is just a cult of personality. Because think about it. If MAGA was working, if like the literal meaning of MAGA, make America great again, if what Donald Trump was doing was actually materially helping and changing Americans' lives, then anybody could step into that and go, you know what? We're going to carry on with what he started. We're going to move forward with these same policies because look at how good they are for the country. Look at how we've gotten inflation down and, jobs are through the roof and people are doing better than ever. And, energy costs are down and, businesses are starting to build again and grow and come back to America. That's not what's happening. That is the opposite of what's happening. So 100%, the only reason that people still support, quote unquote, MAGA is because they like Donald Trump. They like his brashness, his, going after the enemy. They like him owning the libs, quote unquote. They love his racism. That is the only reason that you would stick with this man. And I have another video today to show you that kind of dovetails with this of someone who is dumping Trump because they realized that, yeah, this is a failed movement and the guy lied and I fell for it and this isn't working and he's not what I thought he was. So any honest person is going to admit that and they're going to move on. So obviously, the only people who are still sticking with him are the Kool-Aid drinkers who either, like I said, just they love him for all the negativity or they just have no clue what's going on and they don't care that he's hurting them. So what are they going to do? What are they going to do when Donald Trump croaks? Right? That's why they all melted down about my post. That's why they all melted like little snowflakes, because facts don't care about your feelings, according to them, but apparently their feelings sure do care about facts. They know that I'm right. They know it. That's why they're so upset. Because if there was no truth in it, if they honestly did not believe that what I was saying was true, they would just be like, whatever, you're stupid. You're the R word, right? And here's more proof that Donald Trump has dementia. So on Friday of last week, Donald Trump posted this on his failing social media site. So it says, just in, documents show conclusively that Christopher Wray, deranged Jack Smith, Merrick Garland, Lisa Monaco, and other crooked lowlifes from the failed Biden administration signed off on Operation Arctic Frost. They spied on senators and congressmen / women and even taped their calls. They cheated and rigged the 2020 presidential election. These radical left lunatics should be prosecuted for their illegal and highly unethical behavior. Yeah, I mean, do I need to even point out to you guys all the holes in this, why this is a sign that he has dementia? I mean, the whole first part of that is a flat out lie. I mean, Jack Smith obtained Congress members' phone records, but there is zero evidence that they spied on anyone or recorded their calls. The second part is the concerning part for Donald Trump's mental stability, because he apparently can't remember basic facts and dates. Like, how exactly would Jack Smith, Merrick Garland, and Lisa Monaco rig the 2020 election when they weren't in the government? They had nothing to do with the government at that time. They weren't working in Donald Trump's first administration. He was in office. Remember, he won in 2016, took office in 2017, was in office until January of 2021. So they had nothing to do with any of that. So he can't even remember when he was president the first time. And here's the other thing that cracks me up about MAGA. They will angrily reply, oh, Trump's in perfect health, or one even said, oh, he's going to outlive you, as if. Yet, think about this. They're the ones who said that, oh, anybody who got the COVID vaccine is going to die. All these Americans are going to die because of the COVID vaccine. And I'm not even a huge, big proponent of the COVID vaccine, but especially for young people and healthy people, but Trump is fully vaccinated, right? And then he actually confirmed that during that visit, during that, impromptu, or I guess it was scheduled and, he knew that it was coming up because it was a follow-up. During that September medical visit, he received a COVID booster. So according to his own voters, he'll be dead soon. So seems like maybe Bannon and the rest of the cult, maybe they ought to get accommodated to that fact that Donald Trump is on his way out. Anyway, guys, there you go. I will let you know when I hear more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.